Hello, race fans. I'm Wylie Wade, and this is Wylie's Race Report.
Hello, race fans. I'm Wylie Wade, and this past Saturday night, the 21st of June, it was the Cameron Martin Memorial for the Hunt Magneto Series. A very touching night, memorial lap, and a lot of great fans in the house, and a lot of race cars. 28 sprint cars were there. We also had the hardtops and the dwarf cars in action. I'll show you who won coming up in just a couple of minutes. But this upcoming weekend, another great night of racing. It is the annual Hetrick Memorial. Take a look at this.
This Saturday night, June 28, 2025, buckle up for one of the biggest nights of the season at Antioch Speedway. Antioch Speedway presents the Hetrick Memorial, honoring a true dirt track legend. The lineup is locked and loaded. IMCA Modifieds, IMCA Sport Modifieds, IMCA Stock Cars, the high-energy Pacificos Hobby Stocks, and capping it off with pure power of the late models. Gates open at 4 o'clock and racing begins at 6 o'clock. You won't want to miss a second of the action. It's a Hetrick Memorial this Saturday at Antioch Speedway, where legends live on and adrenaline rules the night. Speedway, where action is the attraction.
That's this upcoming weekend, the Hetrick Memorial at Antioch Speedway, the 28th of June. This year is flying by. So on Saturday night, I had the opportunity to have my stand-up interview for this week with the driver of the 2N winning the sprint car, two-time champion at Antioch Speedway. Here he is, Shannon Newton. Hello, race fans. I am here today talking with Shannon Newton, driver of the 2N winning the sprint spec sprint here at Antioch Speedway. And you've been coming here a long time.
I have. It's been only about 7 years now.
Yeah.
About 7 or 8 years.
Had some successes.
Pretty good. A couple of track championships. A lot of good runs.
And then you've had some nights that just didn't go well. I remember one night about, I think 3 or 4 years ago now, you and Mackenzie both had, what, flips?
Yeah, we destroyed both cars the same night.
Yeah, and then the next year you both blew up the same night.
We lost 2 motors the same night, so a lot of bad luck.
It's like, what the heck?
That's racing though, right?
Yeah.
That's racing.
But one is one thing. To have both the same night twice was just, I felt so bad for you guys. You know, you come out here, you work so hard, and you're always a strong runner. What is it about the sprint car that suits your driving style?
I like just the open wheel on the sprint car, and the horsepower of the motor itself and the way the car's handled. And I used to race wing cars a long time ago, but I really race these cars right here because they're just more, they're a little bit harder to drive, but they're just funner to drive. So.
What did you race other than winged or sprint cars in general? Have you raced anything else?
I didn't start racing until I was 31 years old, and I got in a wing car, and that's all I've ever raced. So.
Oh, so you didn't forget those starter classes, just
No,
step into the big boys.
A lot of these guys have been racing since I was 6 years old, and you know, they've been racing forever, and we started kind of late. So Mackenzie started racing, she was 17, so she didn't get to race the last couple of years, so issues with the motor and stuff like that. So all in all, she's doing really well this year, and I'm proud of her. So
she is.
Yeah, she's doing really well. She really good last week. She hard charger from 22nd to 7th or something like that. So she did really well at Marysville last weekend. So
nice.
Yes.
A couple weeks ago, you were here, and I never saw you in the racetrack.
Yeah.
A little motor issues.
Yeah, we had some problems with the motor again, but we found the problem and we fixed it within a couple hours. So we tore the motor down and put it back together, and it's running really strong right now.
Mackenzie ran well that night too.
She did. She runs very well. She's getting better every race. I'm proud father that she's doing really well. So
the past month, I know you two have been racing a lot. How hard is it to get to it on a week-to-week basis like this? This is week 4, I think, for you guys in a row.
Yeah, we're going on week 4, I believe. Yes. So it's hard. You know, you work all week, and then you got to work on the cars and get them ready to go and get them loaded up and make sure everything's right. And you know, it's a lot of time and effort, but it's worth it in the end. So
what do you do as your day job to help pay for these things? Because they're not cheap, I know.
I spend a lot of my own money, but I author the tax service. I'm running the church tonight. They're on board this year, and I really appreciate Daniel. I appreciate you for helping out this year, and he helped us out big time. And you know, always looking for sponsors. A couple fell off this year, so they might be on board next year. So we'll see what happens.
So what's your day job?
I'm a heavy equipment operator.
Oh, nice.
So I run heavy equipment.
You get to play with big toys.
Big toys all day in dirt. I race in dirt, so I'm just a dirt guy all around.
Just a dirt guy.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite type of big equipment that you operate?
I'm basically on a backhoe all the time, but I like running excavators. But I haven't been on an excavator in quite a while, but mainly on a backhoe.
Drivers meeting at the pit board.
Yeah, I've seen Mackenzie in a hard hat and stuff. Did you get her into that stuff?
She is. She works with me every day. So she lives with me, she works with me, and she races with me, or I race with her and work with her, however you want to say it. So it's great to have my daughter not only working with me, but at the racetrack as well. So
well, that's cool. I know that can be challenging at times, at least for some families.
Yeah, we butt heads once in a while. So you know, that's what's going to happen anyway.
That's just normal, right?
It's normal, and for the most part, I try to lay back and not get so mad at certain things. And as a dad, and you know, it's just sometimes it's tough, but in the long run, it's really worth it.
What to you is your highlight of your racing career?
My highlight of the racing career, I would say winning a couple of track championships, and I did break the track record at Placerville Speedway a long time ago, but it got broke twice the same night, unfortunately.
You had it a little time.
I had it for 15 minutes. I was all excited, but that was in race with my daughter, is basically what really brings me to the track every weekend. So.
What's been the point where you just said, why am I still doing this?
I say that every year, that this would be my last year.
Yeah.
And for some reason I don't. For some odd reason. So I'm getting kind of old. So pretty soon that will go away, and I'll just race with Mackenzie, and then we'll just go from there. We'll see what happens. Play it year by year.
I think that's normal when you're our age, you know, over 25. You start looking at the end of the season, you're tired. It's like, why do I want to do this? Then you get that off season and you don't get to the track for a few weeks, and it's like, oh man, I miss being at the track.
You know, it's mentally tough. Sometimes you just want to give up. You're just tired of all the crap and the motors blowing up and destroying cars and spending money. But you know, for some reason, racing just draws you back. And
it's in your blood.
And there's good people around. You know, they always want to help you out, and I really appreciate those kind of people. And it's just hard to get away from.
Who is the person that you get out there on the racetrack and go, I want to beat him, I want to race him, you know, that kind of thing? Someone you just...
We all know that one. That's Bob Newberry. I always want to beat Bobby. He's super fast this year. He's got a new car, and he's really fast. He's hard to beat, and I'm having trouble trying to keep up with him right now, so I'm trying to make some changes to try to get up to him and give him a good race.
That gives you that motivation.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I would ask this. I'll ask you, but you don't have to answer. Who's that one person you see on the track? You go, oh no, not again.
Oh, there's a lot of those. I'm not going to say any names, but
Yeah.
you know, there's that's all part of racing. So
Yeah. All right. Should be qualifying tonight. How do you approach qualifying?
just 2 consistent laps as
Last
fast as you get
call,
around the
drivers
track.
meeting at the pit board.
Make sure you
Last
hit every
call,
mark and
drivers meeting at the pit board.
make every lap count and try to get a good time.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Who do you want to say thanks to? Who helps you get out here and get this hot rod on the racetrack?
Definitely my family. They always help me out, and definitely Arthur Tax Services. If you ever need your taxes done, Arthur Tax Services is a great tax service to go check out. Great people. They're located off Highway 50 in Bradshaw. And go check them out if you have any questions about your taxes.
Who or what do you do? It's a Saturday. You're not going to the racetrack. What are you doing? What's for fun?
Working on race cars. That's what
That's it.
barbecue. Working on race cars. You know, hanging out with the puppies and doing yard work. Just
That's it.
there's other things to do besides racing. That's all I can do really. Once in a while, I get on the river and go paddleboarding once in a blue moon. But just dad stuff. So,
Well, good luck. Have fun.
I appreciate you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shannon Newton, driver of the 2N, getting ready to compete in tonight's Hunt Magneto Sprint Car Series here at Antioch Speedway. Shannon had a great night on Saturday night for the Cameron Martin Memorial, qualified second, and in the main event was running as high as third before a late race caution and red flag. And his car just kind of went away and he fell back to 7th spot, but a great run up until that point. Shannon Newton, 2-time champion at Antioch Speedway. Look forward to talking to him again in the future. Let's take a look at what's coming up this Saturday at Antioch Speedway.
This Saturday night, June 28, 2025, buckle up for one of the biggest nights of the season at Antioch Speedway. Antioch Speedway presents the Hetrick Memorial, honoring a true dirt track legend. The lineup is locked and loaded. IMCA Modifieds, IMCA Sport Modifieds, IMCA Stock Cars, the high-energy Pacificos Hobby Stocks, and capping it off with pure power of the late models. Gates open at 4 o'clock and racing begins at 6 o'clock. You won't want to miss a second of the action. It's a Hetrick Memorial this Saturday at Antioch Speedway, where legends live on and adrenaline rules the night. Antioch Speedway, where action is the attraction.
All right, it's going to be a great time this Saturday night. Gates open 4 o'clock. Racing action kicks off at 6 o'clock. The Hetrick Memorial. You don't want to miss it, man. We got the mods, sport mods, the stock cars, the hobby stocks, and the late models. It's going to be a great night of racing. You don't want to miss it, because then we're taking a couple weeks off. And yeah, I said a couple weeks off. We may have a surprise coming up. There may be a race added. Instead of a 3-week break, it might only be a 2-week break. Keep your eyes in the appropriate places. And I'll let you know right here on Wylie's Race Report as well. That's going to do it for this episode of Wylie's Race Report. Until I see you at the track on Saturday for the Hetrick Memorial, and see you back here on Wylie's Race Report for another interview. We'll find out who next week. Until then, I'm Wylie Wade. Goodbye, everybody. No, we're not looking at, because we're not showing anything. All right, as we do, we got to make sure the microphones work. So microphone test 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.